What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here. Welcome back again to my YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be talking about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, in particular the upcoming Tera Charizard raid event that upon the making of this video will be going live soon in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet within just a few days. I'm going to be specifically talking about my personal top 5 Pokemon that I recommend you should bring to this extremely difficult event. Currently right now in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet there are 6-star Tera raids, which they are pretty challenging in their own right, and this particular one is supposed to be 7 stars, so you can imagine just how much more difficult that is going to be. Now remember, in order to have access to these high level raids, you want to have already beaten the game, so your champion assessment, you want to have done the Titan Pokemon, and also as well as the Team Star teams, and the content that happens right after that, because that way you'll have access to the Black Tera Crystals, which appear all over the Paldean region, and those Black Crystals will be containing the Tera Charizard raid event. So be sure to keep that in mind. And also one more thing that I want to remind you guys, this was alerted to me by one of my viewers, is that you can only capture one for yourself, but you could also help others out that still don't have it, and that way you could still benefit from, you know, getting all the goodies that it drops from these high level raids. So you can only unfortunately catch one, but if you help your friends out, you can constantly do that and benefit from all the cool items that this particular raid will drop. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about my personal top 5 Pokemon that you should be bringing to this event. Now, we know that Tera Charizard is Dragon type, and what counters Dragon type really well? Well, the Fairy type, because Fairy types are immune to Dragon type moves. And the first recommendation that I'm going to make is a Pokemon that you can actually access early in the game, which is Gardevoir. Gardevoir is part Fairy. It also has Psychic. It has a pretty good special attack stat and a really good special defense stat. And I believe Synchronize might be able to manipulate the nature, but then again, we already have access to Mint, so unless you don't care about that and you're just going to use Mint, then maybe the Synchronize may not help here. But the reason why I chose Gardevoir is because it's easily accessible, has good special attack stat, good special defense stat, and is a great solid choice for this particular Tera raid event. The next one that I want to mention that's going to be pretty good for this event is, I believe, Mimikyu. Mimikyu also has the Fairy type and also has the Disguise ability, which pretty much gives it a substitute for free. And that is amazing because when you take damage from this particular Pokemon, it kills the substitute first, which allows you to set up. So you could set up a Swords Dance and then go right into something really powerful like Play Rough, which is a Fairy type attack, and that's going to be dealing a pretty significant amount of damage to this particular event. So Mimikyu, I personally recommend. Great choice, free substitute, really good, solid choice. The next Pokemon that I want to recommend is going to be one of these Paradox or Ancient Pokemon, which is going to be Fluttermane. Fluttermane is insanely broken. Currently, right now, in Smogon OU, this thing was banned for a reason, because its special attack, special defense, and speed stats are insane at 135 base. That is just absolutely crazy. That means that, let's say you have a modest Fluttermane, that is going to have a 405 special attack, assuming you have perfect IVs and have fully maxed it out with EV training. And its speed, if you have, for example, a timid one, 405. That's insane. I can understand why this Pokemon was definitely banned, and it does have access to the Fairy typing. It's a Ghost Fairy, so this is going to be another solid pick if you're going to be tackling this Tera Charizard raid event. The next Pokemon that I want to recommend is a personal favorite of mine from Scarlet and Violet. This is going to be the Paradox version of Gardevoir, which is Iron Valiant. Iron Valiant is extremely powerful, having a very high attack stat, a very high special attack stat, and a really good speed stat. And this thing can pretty much be like a hybrid DPS, having access to both physical and special. Or if you want to go with its more superior stat, which is going to be its physical stat, you could run a powerful Swords Dance set and go off with that. And then you're going to definitely want to be using its Spirit Break Fairy move. Unfortunately, this thing does not have access to Play Rough, but it does have access to Spirit Break that it learns at level 91. And what it also does is, after it delivers damage, you have a chance of lowering the target's special attack stat. So that is very good. Iron Valiant is going to be a definite good choice for this particular raid event. And the final choice that I recommend, which is a lot of others have been recommending this particular Pokemon, is Azumarill with the huge power ability. Make sure it has huge power because huge power is insanely powerful. If this Pokemon's attack stat is doubled while it has its ability. So its attack stat is just going to be doubled. So Azumaril's base attack is at 50. Not too impressive, and if you have it at Adamant Nature, it's at 218, but with huge power, it's at 436, which is absolutely crazy and insane. You throw in, you know, it's what do you call it? Play rough attack, and that's going to be dealing a ton of damage. It has access to Aqua Jet and all these other different bags of tricks as an offensive physical Pokemon. So Azumarill is going to be excellent for this, also because we're assuming that this Tera Charizard, even though it turns into a dragon type, it's going to have access to some kind of fire moves. So its dragon attacks are not going to be affecting Azumarill because of its fairy typing, and then its fire attacks are going to be doing not very effective damage because it is that water type. So Azumarill is going to be my last recommended pick to tackle the Tera Charizard raid event. Hopefully this video helps you guys out in preparing. Remember, you do have to beat all the content in the game to have access to these high-level raids, and also be sure to be taking your Pokemon at level 100, especially because this is a 7-star difficulty. So you want to bring your A game. Make sure you're level 100. Beneficial nature to the Pokemon you're going to be using. Make sure you are maxing out the EVs in the stats that are important, and also make sure you're trying to hit those perfect IVs for the stats that matter, because you definitely want to have everything that you need to be prepared for this upcoming difficult yet exciting event. This is 40 the Broadway Saiyan signing out. Stay tuned for my next video, and stay blessed, everybody.